I'm behind the camera.
Well, we can't see you.
You guys can't see me. I just wanted to, ask my husband this question. What does freeform mean to him?
Freeform to me is just freedom of expression. It's just free of institution or method. You know what I mean? It just forms freely.
No control.
Like nature. It's a process that goes on of itself. Yeah, definitely.
With no control, right?
Yeah.
So what? Could you explain what we're doing in the video? Just a little.
Basically just like how monkeys do. They pick. They groom each other, but we don't eat anything.
We don't.
We don't eat anything. It's just just general upkeep. You know what I mean? You can do it yourself too. Even you got like mirrors or whatever. But it's just something that we do. We'll be doing it for the cub too.
Little cub Maverick.
Yeah. See the little cub. We'll be doing it for him
too. Picking in his head.
Yeah. Just because sometimes with type 3, type 4 hair, melanated hair, you know what I mean? It tends to, gather things, stuff like that, Sometimes I be seeing some people at like the store and stuff that got locks and they're so nice and I love all lots. I just want to say that, I love all lots. I think that all lots are awesome. I just have my preference for myself, but I see them and sometimes you'll get close to them in line and shit. And ain't trying to be up in nobody's head or nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But just sometimes you just see and you be like, man, dog, like I wish I could just let them know, man, like, hey, man.
You got some in your head.
Just checking you, bro. You got Lenny Kravitz.
Wouldn't that be cool though if you could? They'd be like, don't be picking in my head. Like, man, I was trying to get that stick out there.
Kravitz.
Lenty? Oh,
Lenty Kravitz.
That's hilarious.
Lenty Kravitz. And it's like funny because he also has locks. But yeah. Just a general upkeep and maintenance, man. And, this hair doesn't have to be the stereotype dirty and all that type of stuff. No, man. That's just myths and just very stiff-necked opinions. Yeah. I mean, you clean it just like any other hair. I mean, it's not that deep. People say, "Oh, well, like you can't wash these," and I'm like,
but isn't it magical how they form?
What are the Rastas doing in Jamaica?
Isn't it magical how they form without you controlling them?
Yeah, I mean, like, that's the magic of it. Yeah, like, now we're starting to, like, you want to know all that stuff.
Okay, this part, I want to ask this the only thing, baby. This part here, too. The part where, how they're your own and how they form how they're supposed to for you, but the magic in this whole, it's like a spiritual awakening of, like, really letting go of control.
Yeah, see, now, yeah, if you really, really want to dive there, then yeah, because a lot of times when you talk about these things, it can be very polarizing. Some people, because there's people who are spiritual about their lives, then there's people who aren't, and you can easily lose somebody. You know what I mean? Because sometimes, they'll think, well, is he saying that I should be this way with my lives? Because people assume that type of stuff. People jump to that type of vibration with the conversation. So, like, I try to not be polarized, so I try to just be very neutral. But yes, for me personally, yes, it has been a very spiritual journey. Because I know it's a lot, man. Society likes to, and all the instruments and institutions and like establishments of society, though they have, we got a ring right here. Though they have both positives and negatives, a lot of the time it kind of can delay one's path to self-actualization. But that's a conversation for a whole nother thing. But we're taught that we gotta look a certain way, and stuff like that, and we have to. Shit, man, it's just so much, but yeah, man. I mean, because this journey has really taken me personally places. It's a lot of growth. Like just with each lock, man, I was just in a different universe, a different timeline, a different shift. Beautiful. My ego was being broken down and built back up, and broken down and built back up. When I was here, and as it just grew,
it's a story
all the way up. See, it's a story leading all the way up to here and now. And so, and it really forms. Your hair forms off of your vibration. There's so many factors that play into it. Exercise, diet, activity. If you sleep a lot, you'll have flat locks, because you're not going to somebody getting these twisted and tailored a certain way. This is literally universe source itself doing this for you. You know what I mean? There is no calculation. There is no method on how, on how your hair is necessarily going to form. You can kind of make predictions, but it's truly something that you have to literally, surrender to the current. And then you will thrive a lot better. A lot of people, it's very hard, especially for women in our society, because they're constantly being judged by their physical appearance. You know what I mean? So it's a situation where that this is viewed as masculine because it's rough. You know what I mean? And then that's something that we all have been programmed to various extents and degrees with these standards of beauty. It's something that we're trying to unprogram, kind of like unfuck ourselves with.
Yeah.
So it's a situation where that it's like nature, and you can kind of use throughout. It's so much, man. You learn to love yourself, man.
Ooh,
now I'm not saying that this is the only way. That you have to grow free form, so you just don't love yourself. No, bro, be you. If this ain't your thing, if all this stuff is not your thing, hey, bro, that's your tribe. You know what I mean? That's your tribe, and then that's your energy center, and that is beautiful. It's just one of the many expressions of the one. Just like mine, just like everything is really the one, but it's really just expressing itself as different, as separate things. And the hair is really proof of that, because when you start out, it's just it's just a little fro. Just a little fro. You just got a little fro going on and everything, and you just keep on washing it. Just keep on keeping it clean, and you start to learn, that certain things that you eat and certain things that you do, such as eating certain types of foods, processed foods, blah, blah, blah. Y'all know the whole spiel. That starts to contribute to dry scalp, dandruff. So you start to cut that out, because you don't want your hair to thin out or anything like that. So you're like, let me stop eating these things, and then you start to watch other people whose hair thins and stuff like that doesn't have alopecia. And you're noticing, a lot of them kind of eat crappy too. The ones that get older and stuff, they kind of eat these certain bad things still too, and all that type of stuff. So, and they're not judging nobody, you know what I mean? Everybody's journey is everybody's journey, but you just start to notice these things. You start to cut those things out, right? And so now, not only months just go by and you still wash your hair, you're not going to nobody, you know what I mean? And then guess what? Little lots start to form, and not only are your little lots starting to form on your fro, but now you feel better. You're stronger. Whoa. Almost like you're evolving. Your hair, if you really listen, you know what I mean, it actually speaks. if you let it, you know, if you let it, it'll actually provide a muse. Man, it's crazy, man. Like, because we're all kind of like the freeform process. Everything, the you know, totality of source is kind of like the freeform process. When you look at it, you know, because all these lots spring from one thing, but they all express themselves differently. I got one, you know, like this. This one is two, but it's really one. Connected. It moves as one. It's about to be one with two long fingers like this. I got one like this, but look, they all move, connect to each other. If I pull this one, all these move.
I know, like it. Totally.
You know what I mean? So, you know, they all express themselves differently, man, and you know, they all have this like connection to each other, you know. And when they're truly connected and not separated down to the roots, like we are, like in this world where our roots are different. Oh, I'm Asian, and then I'm African, and then I'm this, and I'm that. And I mean, we're all separated by our roots. Guess what? Then sooner or later we fall apart. But if we all say, you know what? We're all just wearing masks just to play a little game. But we're all holding hands still, just like these do right here. This tree is one of my big locks. It supports this side. Getting out of my face. And it's almost crazy how my hair knew to do that.
I love that, though.
If all the roots are together, then your whole shit shakes. They're together, they move as one. Not one lock separate, none of that.
Yeah.
All is one, and one is all.
Beautiful.
That is what freeform's taught me.
Woo! I love that. You're incredible.